Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can follow me online. Well, follow me on Spotify by typing in Mark Parham podcast, and I should pop up. Anyway, I want to talk about Christie, and I was looking at some of the highlights from the debate last night, and Christie does not stand a chance. I would say in the Republican Party right now. I've noticed that he goes on the television, MSNBC, or some people call it MSDNC, and instead of talking about his ideas, he's always talking about Donald Trump. And he's got to realize that people are not going to switch from supporting Donald Trump to supporting him. And I almost think that, people, the powers that be, have paid him basically to be the Donald Trump attack dog. I think that's the sole reason why he's out there, because there's no way this guy's ever going to win and become president of the United States. And again, he was a horrible governor when he was governor of New Jersey. And on top of that, it's like, what new ideas or what new energy is he bringing? I mean, he's a throwback Republican. He's, a neocon that'll have us in war, that believes in, giving a bunch of money to Israel and Ukraine. And it's just like a lot of those ideas are tired and old, and people, don't want to go in that direction. And so, again, I think the only reason why he's out there is he's trying to make a career off of going at Donald Trump. I think he's bitter that, Donald Trump doesn't really, as they say in the streets, mess with him like that. And he's just a bitter politician. And I noticed last night where I think they were talking, Vivek was talking about Nikki Haley, and he tried to act like, oh, well, I've known her and she's this and that. And, it's just like he's all over the place and he doesn't stand a chance. And I think he's even behind in some of the states where he, did a lot of campaigning. And it's never going to work out. He's never going to become president. And he's just, I guess he's trying to make a career out of being the Donald Trump attack dog. Like, if he can just go out there and be the guy that attacks Donald Trump 24/7, that he can make a career out of it. Because at this point, he has to know that he's never going to become president. I mean, Trump is up, Trump is even up on people like Ron DeSantis. So, again, if Trump is up on Ron DeSantis, how is Christie going to win? He's not. He'll never be president. I think his days in the Republican Party are over. He's probably going to, do the talk shows and come out with a book or something like that, because, that's the only thing I can think about that he's going to do in the future, because who's going to vote for this guy? I mean, you have to be a person who's really messed up in the head to say, well, you know what? Out of all the candidates, I'm going to vote for Christie. It's weird to me, and I think he's just if he thinks he's going to win, which he has to know he's not. I mean, I think he goes on TV and they act like, oh well he'll say comments like, yeah, well, I think I have a shot, and I think I'm going to win, and I think I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and it's never going to come to fruition. So he should just give it up. But again, pride and ego. He's still mad and bitter about Donald Trump, making fun of him, because I think there was some speech where Donald Trump, made fun of his weight and stuff like that. And I think he's just a bitter guy out there, and he's jealous of Trump. And he's one of those people that wants to see Trump go to jail. I mean, you look at all the other Republicans. He's sitting up there and, oh, well, I don't think Trump will become the president because he'll go to jail, and just stupid stuff. He says silly stuff. And a lot of the things he's saying aren't things that are going to unite the Republican Party. Like, okay, let's just say Trump does go to jail. Well, if Trump goes to jail, they definitely aren't going to vote for him. So, for him to go out there and just say comments like that, especially knowing that he wasn't the greatest governor that New Jersey's had. I mean, if you look at this guy's record, he really hasn't accomplished anything. And he ran at a time where a puppy could have won an election at that time. I mean, considering what was going on in New Jersey. So it's just you have a lot of candidates who, he's the main mouthpiece out there, but you have some of these candidates that sit up there and act like, well, let me sit around and let me sit back because I think Trump's going to go to jail. It's like you have to come out there and express your ideas and put your ideas out there and say, well, you know what? How can we do this better? How can we improve the country? Like being anti-Trump is not going to win you the election. And I don't know why, for 2024, and I don't know why we have so many Republicans that think, well, if I talk about Trump every day, then, I can actually go up in the polls. It's never going to happen. I mean, what we're seeing right now with Donald Trump has a real, I would say, he has a real movement. And again, I'm a person where I've been looking at politics for over 10 years. I mean, again, I'm not some guy who's 70, but I've been looking at politics for a decent amount of time. And I haven't seen a movement like this in a long time. I mean, if you look at it, there's people that Make America Great hats on, T-shirts, they have flags. These folks are really Trump. They're really hardcore Trump supporters. They believe in his message. I believe in his message because right now, I mean, the country is just falling apart. You think about it. We went from a country where the economy was doing good. We didn't have wars. We didn't have all of this crime happening. And then fast forward, our country is just like going down the tubes. The images, if I were somebody living overseas and I saw, how America looks right now, I'd say, well, man, what's happening to America? And again, I think Trump is going to win. I know that the Democrats and some Republicans are creating little smear campaigns and saying, he's done this and he's done that and he's a racist and just stuff that isn't even true. So, I just had to get that out. Like Chris Christie will never be the president of the United States. And anybody who's listening to this that thinks he will be, they need help. They need to be in a psych ward. Because even if Trump goes to jail, which I don't think will happen. I mean, if you put Trump in jail, then you're going to have to go after, you're going to have to put Obama in jail, Bush in jail. I mean, you're going to have to, go up and down the food chain. So again, if they do try to put Trump in jail, Chris Christie will never be, or prison, Chris Christie will never be the president of the United States. I can guarantee you that. And so, that's just my opinion. Like I always say, create a podcast. All it takes is for you to grab a phone, for you to, grab a video camera, create a podcast, create some videos, like let your voice be heard, speak out. You never know. You could be the next big influencer online. And then also you might have a video that might inspire other people to create videos and stuff. So again, speak out, let your voice be heard. And again, thanks for listening.